Oklahoma Avenue. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, mostly sunny, hazy, warm, a high of 84. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 62. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 1017 The Truth.
You are listening to Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Yeah. Fool. You know how we do it. West side.
Truth Nation, this has been a very engaging show. We appreciate all the text messages and calls. 833-212-1017 if you want to be a part of this conversation. Jean hit us up on our True Talking text line. Jean says she got her points across and kept throwing out little pieces of meat that he pounced on and looked like a deranged idiot. She played him like a fiddle. Now, you're always going to get both sides of it, which is why I love opening up these phone lines and text lines, because Simeon said Trump did a superb job.
There you go.
Some people think that. Other people don't. Shaddy O says Trump had only 25 vocabularies throughout his debate yesterday, and that's what he sticks with while doing his continuous repetition. Then he killed me with, I don't have a plan, but I have concepts.
I got some concepts. I got some ideas about some plans.
Ooh.
Is that good enough?
I don't know, but let's head to our
Apparently
phone
for some people
lines.
it's good enough.
Tony Smith is in the building for DT. Tyree, you are on Truth Be Told with DT and Telly. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. How y'all doing today?
Doing great.
Man, I was going to say a couple things, man. I wanted to call in today. I haven't called in for a while, specifically because of last night. One thing I noticed, man, all the social media reading through last night, everybody who's made their mind up before last night on who they're voting for,
Yep.
which, is unfortunate for a couple of reasons. On top of that immigration question that David asked last night, you notice Trump did not answer that at all about killing the bill. I would love to have heard him answer that on that stage. I know he didn't answer a single question. I don't know what debate everybody else was watching that they thought Trump did a good job. He didn't. I'm sorry. That's not what it was. Kamala Harris, Vice President, Madam Vice President Harris, wiped the floor with him, if you want to call it that, walked up to him, shook his hand before the debate even began. So that said a lot. She set the tone. He didn't look at her once. So we can call it for what that is. But I just feel like, we live in two different worlds from people who believe that Trump did a good job and that he killed the debate. Because, I can't tell you, I can't point out one specific reason why anybody would think that. But I just wanted to call in and get my 2 cents on that, man. I appreciate you guys.
No, thank you, Tyree. We appreciate your 2 cents, and we want you to continue to hit us up, 833-212-1017. Black Conscious, you're on Truth Be Told. Good morning.
Knowledge of self and good health to you both. My brothers, bear witness to when you go up against an intelligent, I wish DT was here today, but she's not. But when you go up against an intelligent woman, especially black woman, confidence, nothing make your cojones size go down when you knowing you can't really rub her the wrong way. And when she turned and smiled at this man, that's when all things went left for him. Of course, he didn't answer anything. He did a great job of not answering anything. But you cannot sit here and say that man is ready to run this nation in that performance he did last night. I'm sorry. It is what it is. But nothing speaks louder than a black woman, educated, smart, confident woman standing there before you and telling you what it is.
Yeah.
Power to the people.
As clearly as he saw that, other people see it clearly the other way.
Yeah.
That's the most incredible.
Well, you know,
that's the most
and
incredible
you know
thing.
why. There's dog whistles with that. You know why. They, you know, first of all, they don't think she's qualified to be on that stage like he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you already said it.
The things that he
they've
has
already
going
decided
against
before
him
the debate anyway.
disqualifies him.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why we said,
Yeah,
Black
come on.
Conscience, this was more about the undecided. It wasn't about, because if you were a Trump person, you're a Trump person. If you have jumped on the Harris boat ever since she has been running, you are with her. So it was about which candidate could sway those undecided voters their way. And I think that if this is the first of two debates, I mean, in my opinion, I feel like Madam Vice President Kamala Harris was able to reach more of those undecided voters than former President Donald Trump was.
And I'll tell you I'll tell you what I would like to hear from people. Like, if you're on the Trump side and you think Trump won, can you at least name something that Trump didn't do well in the debate? Name one thing that he avoided. Same thing. If you're for Madam Vice President, name something that she didn't do. Give me one thing that she didn't do, because we know neither one was perfect in the debate, right? They both had some strong points. Maybe they had some weak points, but it's always difficult when you hear the one side only advocate for their side. Oh, we did this good. We did this good. Oh, he won or she won or whatever. You know, they both could have done better in some. They didn't answer a question here or there, something.
Right.
That's what I want to hear. Like, I want to hear Trump people say Trump didn't answer this question. He didn't do well on this question. Or same thing for Harris.
Yeah. And so we do have a poll question on our YouTube. Hit us up on 1017 The Truth on our YouTube page. And the poll question of the day was, who did you think won the debate? And so far, 78% says Harris. 24% says Trump. So, again, let your vote be counted on today's poll question. If you feel like that is not the case, chime in. Let us know. And you can also hit us up, 833-212-1017. Vincent, you are on Truth Be Told. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. First of all, when Madam Vice President walked out on that stage and went up to Donald Trump and shook his hand, she owned him and she owned the night. The fact is that Donald Trump was still stuck on migrants basically taking black and Hispanic jobs, but never talks about what white jobs they're taking. So I don't know what black and Hispanic jobs he's talking about. The fact is, when they talked about health care in this country, the fact is, when Donald Trump ran in 2016, the Republicans were talking about repeal and replace of Obamacare, and every week he talked about he had a plan. Last night, they asked him about, do they have a plan for health care in this country? The fact is, he could not come up with anything. The fact he even resigned himself, maybe he's going to keep Obamacare. You know, so the fact is that he had no ideas last night. He had no plan for this country last night. The fact is he thinks that if he gets in the office and waves his hand, everybody's going to bow down to him. Putin and Netanyahu are going to bow down to him and basically stop the wars that they're basically involved in. The fact is that doesn't happen like that. It's about diplomacy. And the lady last night who showed diplomacy and how she was going to try to fix things in this country and around this and in this world was Vice President Kamala Harris. Mm-hmm. And so the fact is that it's just obvious who stood out to be that showed that they could be president of this United States, and that's what she had to prove last night, and she did it in a smart, intelligent way. And the fact is, you saw the buffoon that we always see. So another debate, you're going to see the same thing. You're going to see the same thing. Yeah. And answers Tony's question, what I think she should have talked about more or misquestioned when they asked about the economy. I think she needed to tout the economy. The fact is that inflation is down to 2.5. The fact is unemployment is down from double digits when her and President Biden got into office. The fact is that there are more jobs out here in this country than ever before. the fact is that more black people have jobs, more income is up. I think she missed that opportunity when they asked her about the economy. She should have talked more about that. Yeah. But the fact is that, hey, she did her job, and hey, go Kamala.
Yeah. Thank you for your call, Vincent. We appreciate it. And a lot of great points there that Vincent just made, Tony, because when you look at it, even if you felt like she didn't go into detail about her plans, at least she had something to say. Not just saying, right. "Oh, I had a plan." Like she talked about the first-time home buyers tax. She talked about the child care tax. Mm-hmm. She talked about things that are going to uplift people and not just be a benefit to the people that already have it. And to me, that was the biggest difference. And I totally agree with Vincent. You have to attack his main thing at some point. And meaning his main thing is the economy. We all know that. Is like, hey, if you get me in there, the economy is going to be the best it has ever been.
Republicans running in that all the time.
Right. And so, yes, Vincent, I am 100% with you. I thought that, but we just said both candidates could have done things a little better. But I felt like when it came to the economy, she could have been a little stronger on not just, all right, we took over an economy that was in the midst of a pandemic in 2020, and there weren't many people working and a lot of people at home. And now I wanted to say, I hope I don't want people to fact check me, but it was either between 16 and 18 million jobs that have been created since then. And but you hammered that home and just say, okay, yes, you saw what we were able to do in something that hasn't happened in over a century, but look at, we're just getting started. Like, if we have 4 more years to develop this plan and our vision, then it could be way more than a non-plan. Same thing happened when Trump was in office. The entire time, if you recall, as soon as he said that when I become president, we are going to repeal Obamacare. We're not going to do this. That was his main deal. That was his whole thing. That was the main deal. That and the wall. That and the wall. Those were the two things that he talked about the entire time. Didn't do it. And 4 years. And I remember it was like the last 6 months. They were like, what's up with that plan, that new health care plan? Well, we're still working on it. We're still like, yo. And then now you've had 3.5 years to get it together. Even if you want to say, all right, I ain't have time the first 4 years, but you're running for president again. But you can't come up with a plan because you're in court every other week.
Right. You're busy doing other stuff, defending your personal stuff. So to say I have concepts, again, I could go back to the example I gave Dr. Ford. If we walked in here every day and said, well, I got concepts on how the show should go today, but I ain't really got a plan. I guess the one thing that I would say, and it must be a political thing, I don't know, but if I'm up there and I'm the candidate, right, and people are asking me about the economy, right, and you're Kamala, and you okay, how am I going to answer this question? Like, it just seems like no one wants to admit that maybe they did something that wasn't the best idea. Like, I mean, if I'm trying to win you over, I'm going to be transparent. Here's the situation.
As much as a politician can be transparent.
Well, they should be. I mean, what was everything we did perfect? No.
Right.
We went into some things thinking that it would happen this way, but as people should know,
things change.
When you put a plan, when you put a plan down, the results aren't always what you expect them to be.
Right.
You go in with a plan thinking, okay, this is going to be the effect of this plan. It's going to help this. It's going to help this. It's going to help that. Well, in reality, it doesn't always play out the same way that you planned it to. And there's nothing wrong with admitting, listen, this didn't play out like we thought it was going to play out.
Yeah.
You know? And, okay, we might have missed on that plan. That doesn't mean that we were wrong with the plan. That doesn't mean the other guy's plan is right. That just means we didn't hit. Now, you can put his plan in. I bet his ain't going to hit the same way that he thought it was going to hit. There's going to be some unseen factors that cause your plan to go a little bit south, and the results you don't get the results you necessarily wanted from that. So I don't see anything wrong with admitting, say some good things. Like the one caller said, there's some good things about that happened in the economy. Okay, we had some bad stuff.
Right.
22, the stock market was trash, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
but that's just what it was.
Yeah. So there's just a lot. It's a lot of stuff.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of stuff that you could go into. I never see politicians take a hit and say we were wrong on this.
Right.
We missed on this.
Mm-hmm.
But we learn from it. That would be something also to say, listen, we missed on this, but we learned.
Oh, but they'll admit it years later after they're out of office, and then they're like, I could have done this differently.
But I'm not I'm not a voter who's under the impression that politicians have all the answers and can do everything right and will fix everything. Like your promises you're making, I'm not
banking on them.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not like throwing all my eggs in one basket because you said this was going to happen. First of all, you can try to do whatever you want to. You still got to get it past Congress.
Right.
So just because you want to do something doesn't mean it's going to get done. I.e., what you were talking about with Trump. I want to get rid of Obamacare. I'm not getting rid of Obamacare. You didn't do it.
And then you were in there. But then last night he was like, well, you're saying all these things. Why don't you just walk up and wake up President Biden, Joe Biden, and get these things passed?
Correct.
Like, it's that easy.
Hey, he's the president. He tells you what to do. Because, again, any president, if I'm the boss, hey, listen, I'm making a decision because the blame is coming on me.
Right.
I mean, I'm going to listen to what you say as my second in command. But you certainly are making decisions.
Yeah.
and your name ain't on there.
And let's be clear, on January 6th, those patriots weren't there to see Mike Pence.
Yeah, Mike Pence wasn't tweeting, I'm going to be there with you.
I'm going to be there with you.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
So Mike Pence didn't tweet that.
Yeah. So I'm looking at our YouTube message board. DVJ, City Boy, Rachel, not really a city girl. I'm going to let y'all handle that. They got a whole situation going on the YouTube message board. But I'm enjoying it, and I appreciate the engagement. Truth Nation, we appreciate all the engagement in today's show. You can always hit us up, 833-212-1017. You can stream and watch us live on YouTube and at 1017thetruth.com. But we are running out of show, and when we return, we will have our Truth of the Matter. Keep it locked right here.
Don't touch that dial. Truth Be Told with DT and Telly will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Sometimes it takes a breakdown to have a breakthrough.
This is what Vin Baker Recovery stands for, but wants you, Truth Nation, to be a part of.
So join Jamming with Juice live as we will be broadcasting live from a Vin Baker Recovery event on September 14th to help provide our community with access to mental health care and recovery support.
They provide services like medication-assisted treatment, outpatient care, and hub and spoke services with peer support.
So join Jamming with Juice and the Truth Street team, sponsored by UW Credit Union, September 14th at the Vin Baker Recovery event.
Ring in the changing of the seasons with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra when it presents When the Saints Go Marching In, September 20th through the 22nd at the Bradley Symphony Center. The MSO and its newly appointed principal pops conductor Byron Stripling will be joined on stage by Broadway star Crystal Monet Hall, organist Bobby Floyd, and drummer Jim Rupp for a musical journey through the roots of the blues with songs like Alexander's Ragtime Band, St. Louis Blues, Sweet Georgia Brown, and so many others. Visit MSO.org to reserve your best seats now or call the box office at 414-291-7605. Come and experience some of the most iconic hits to come out of New Orleans and the Jazz Age with When the Saints Go Marching In, running September 20th through the 22nd only. The number again for tickets is 414-291-7605 or online at MSO.org.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as one business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
1017 The Truth is the proud home of Marquette Hilltoppers football. Tune in Friday night as the Hilltoppers travel to take on conference foe, the undefeated Germantown Warhawks. The football action kicks off at 7 p.m. on 1017 The Truth. Marquette University High School football is presented by Gruber Law Offices and sponsored by Capital Insurance Agency, Magic Productions, Annex Wealth Management, C.G. Schmidt, Left's Lucky Town, Boyle Frederickson Intellectual Property Law, and Marquette University High School.
Black and Brown Runaround 5K is a diverse group dedicated to empowering others and overcoming obstacles. Their mission to bring unity to the Milwaukee's Black and Brown communities and support those in need. They partner with Lead to Change, a nonprofit that's changing lives by equipping young people with the tools they need to succeed in college, their careers, and the community, ensuring security and stability for all. Together, we can build a stronger, more united community. Black and Brown Runaround empowers everyone to be able to run the town.
You are listening to Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, you know what time it is. At the end of each show, we give our truth of the matter, which are our takeaways from some of the topics we have hit on. This has been a very engaging show, and people clearly are paying attention to this presidential election and last night's debate. It seems like it had a lot of eyes and ears on it. Everyone wanted to see what would take place, and now that we've seen it, we can now form our own opinions and decisions and analyze it the way that we want to. But time for our truth of the matter. Of course, we'll start with our guests first. Tony, what is your truth of the matter?
I'm going to be like the politicians and everybody else. I'm going to be selfish with my truth of the matter. And that's people, when you're parking, stay inside the parking lines. Please. Going outside, you know, people's cars cost a lot. Your car might be cheap, worth nothing. Doesn't mean that everybody else's isn't. Some people love their cars. I'm not necessarily a car person, but people love their cars, dude. Some of the cars are expensive. Stay inside the lines, please. And then if you get door dinged, if you got a nice car, because I've seen nice cars do it too, park over the line, right? Because they don't want anybody parking to them. I've seen them parking actually in the middle on the line, so the two spots around them. I'm pulling up right next to you.
Yeah.
Pulling up. I'm pulling up right next to you, and I'm going to be so close you're not getting in your car. So just be aware. Stay inside your own line.
That's an interesting truth of the matter, but real though, because that's a daily occurrence, and
I can't stand it.
Yeah,
so annoying.
Just take an extra moment to make sure you're within the lines. My truth of the matter is, regardless of what you're looking for out of last night's debate, take out of it what you feel that are important to you, but view both sides of it. Don't just go in with this preconceived notion, this is my guy, I'm only going to believe and listen to what he has to say, and everything she says is wrong or lying, or vice versa. And I think that's the only way you're going to get clarity is by looking at both sides and not just being so jaded that, okay, I like this guy, he's going to get our economy back, so we want to, we're going to vote him back in. So what you're saying is the economy is the most important thing. Like, we're not going to address global warming, we're not going to address foreign policy, we're not going to address all of these other things, but the economy is the main thing. But to each his own. What is important to you is going to determine how you decided. But before we get out of here, got to make this one last announcement. The 1017 The Truth Street Team, sponsored by UW Credit Union, is coming to an event near you. Join the Truth Street Team tonight from 5 to 10 at the last Milwaukee Night Market of the summer. The night market will showcase local vendors, performers, and artists. Be sure to stop by our tent right outside the 3rd Street Market Hall on Wisconsin Avenue. Again, the 1017 The Truth Street Team is sponsored by UW Credit Union. They are here for every you. Again, the final Milwaukee Night Market will take place tonight from 5 to 10. So make sure that you are in the place to be. That'll do it for us. Up next is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. Peace out.